What is going on, Sky Squad? We are back in the building, baby. We are back in the building. And as we spoke about yesterday, I said I would follow up on the Married to Medicine drama that spilled over into Monday morning, okay? So we're going to cover it all from Dr. Heavenly's live recap to what Dr. Contessa had to say about Dr. Heavenly on Watch What Happens Live. But before we dive into that, make sure you guys tap that subscribe button, hit the notification bell button, and like this video. With that being said, let's dive into what we got to talk about today. So, you know, Married to Medicine is lit right now. And if you didn't know, now you know. So you need to be tapped in, tuned in, and turned on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. on Bravo. Now, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into some things, okay? Now, immediately following the episode, Watch What Happens Live was on and Dr. Heavenly was on live. I think this was about simultaneously, right? So let's discuss what Dr. Heavenly said on her live, and then we'll tap into what Dr. Contessa said about Dr. Heavenly and how Dr. Heavenly responded, okay? So Dr. Heavenly addresses the conversation that she had with Anila on the episode of Married to Medicine, wherein she somewhat alleged, or it appeared that she alleged, that Quad was allegedly sleeping with a married man. So we ran down the actual verbiage in yesterday's video, so you guys can go back and check that out because I did write it down verbatim. And in the episode, they had it on the screen. So I said it looked like they were filming and, you know, it seemed like maybe the scene was over and this was caught on the mic. But anyway, Dr. Heavenly said from what I can see on her live that she indicated that she felt like the conversation was pieced together and that she was only joking, and then that Quad had called her later and cursed her out. Now, Dr. Heavenly does indicate in her live that she did not watch the episode. Now, I personally would like her to watch the full episode because even though I know that she already lived through it, you know, I think it's also important for her to see how it was edited, but perhaps someone had already given her those notes. So I'm going to give her that amount of grace with that. But for me, I want her to get every nook and cranny of how she was edited on the show so she can really know what the audience saw and what Quad would have seen as well. Because, you know, Quad had some things to say about it on social media, and, you know, she didn't take too kindly to it. But Dr. Heavenly said, you know, Quad, which she appreciated, came to her woman to woman, okay, and picked up the phone and said, Shirley, okay. Now, if you know what I'm talking about with that reference, then you know that good old school music. But anyway, basically what she was saying is that, you know, Quad cursed her out and she had every right to do so because of how it looked on the scene. Now, let's get into some tea that was revealed that was not seen in the episodes. And it sort of leads up to how it is that Anila and Kieran came to the point of wanting to pull this joke on Toya and Eugene with this U-Haul and talking about how much they move. So it all started allegedly with a DM that Eugene sent to Anila. Oh yes, Dr. Heavenly said that Eugene sent Anila a DM and told her not to trust Heavenly and Quad. So that's why in the episode, Heavenly said that he was in touch with his feminine side because she felt like that was some bitch-ish right there. And apparently Toya had agreed with her behind the scenes, but it was not shown on the show. So I'm assuming, putting two and two together, she didn't say this verbatim per se, but I'm assuming that's maybe why Anila and Kieran felt like they could pull that joke, you know, with the U-Haul at the Halloween party. So because, you know, Eugene had already inserted himself into women being this, okay? So that's why for Dr. Heavenly, she didn't understand why Eugene was so upset about Kieran getting involved in the drama, okay? Because he had already inserted himself in the drama. So now that the curtain has been pulled back, we get a better understanding of, oh, this is the true order of events per Dr. Heavenly. And this is why we are at the point where we're at now. Okay. And also, maybe it's also why Kieran seemed to give 0 F's about how Eugene felt about it. And he felt like it was funny. And he was going to say and do what he wanted to do. Okay. So we got that bit of information. And I wonder why the producers didn't show that. Like, I felt like we should have seen this if this DM, was sent to Anila. I wish it had been made a point because it would have informed maybe why this antic was taken at the Halloween Ponderosa. Now, apparently, according to Dr. Heavenly, when we saw Toya confront Anila about the crazy joke with the U-Haul, what we did not see also too was that allegedly, again, according to Dr. Heavenly, Toya pushed Anila during their altercation. Again, we did not see that. That clip was broken up into 2 parts when you watch the episode. The first part was, Toya seemed very calm when she was talking to her, and she said, it's one thing for me and you to go back and forth, but it was another thing for, you to make my husband feel a certain type of way. The next time we saw them, because it cut to something else, the next time we saw them, Anila was screaming, well, you're not my friend. You're not my real friend. And she was running off. So maybe maybe Toya allegedly, like I said, put Paws on Anila during the time period that we did not see them on the screen. And maybe they just didn't want to show that for whatever reason. I don't know. But that allegedly happened, according to Dr. Heavenly as well. All right, so then Dr. Heavenly says that Scott approached Dr. Heavenly and said that she and Contessa will be okay. He firmly believed that. And then Heavenly said that, and she said this in her previous vlog, she said that Dr. Contessa, what really messed her up was that Dr. Contessa had brought her child down during the argument, and that is what really set Dr. Heavenly off during the Heavenly confrontation, but that was not shown. So again, we have to say alleged because we didn't see it on the screen, but Dr. Heavenly said that that's what happened. So then a viewer told Dr. Heavenly that Dr. Contessa was on Watch What Happens Live. And Dr. Heavenly was like, well, yeah, that's what she's supposed to do. She's supposed to be on Watch What Happens Live, And of course, they're going to ask her questions about Dr. Heavenly. So here is the question that was asked about Dr. Heavenly, okay? And it was a little game that Andy was playing. These games be messy, baby. These games be of the mess, all right? And so Andy asked, what's something you could learn from Heavenly about being a good wife? And so Dr. Contessa responded, oh, you should get pregnant, trap somebody, and then they'll stay forever. I was like, oh, I said, ooh. So that while Dr. Heavenly was live, it was so wild to watch it, like me watching it in like today, and then to realize it was happening in real time simultaneously is just kind of wild. So in response to what Dr. Contessa said on Watch What Happens Live, Dr. Heavenly says she wished she trapped her daddy. Dr. Heavenly says she knows all Dr. Contessa's tea. And if you're bringing my man into it, I'm bringing yours in it. And she says, but bring it at the reunion and we'll go toe to toe. She says that she has never said anything about Dr. Contessa that wasn't on TV. Dr. Heavenly said her husband is not a compulsive liar. She says, I know all the ish. And she says that also she doesn't need a group of people to come at anyone referring to the intervention. She says that she can do it all on her own. She also said, if I trap daddy, who got the better man? Let me tell you something. It is getting hot in the Atlanta streets with Married to Medicine season 9. So y'all best be sure to continue to tune in, tap in, and be turned on to Bravo TV at 9 p.m. every Sunday to catch Married to Medicine. This season is looking like it's about to be crazy, okay? So let me know your thoughts about this whole situation down in the comment section down below. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.